There's a big difference between feeling safe and actually being safe. Let's talk about breed bans, or as I like to call them, a bad idea. This is an issue that people are usually coming to from a place of fear, and I can understand that. When a serious incident happens involving a dog, especially when someone gets hurt, people want answers and solutions. They want something to point to believe there's a way to make sure it never happens again. And banning a breed can feel like that solution. It feels like you're doing something instead of just talking about it. But the problem is that feeling safer and actually being safer aren't the same thing. And when we look past emotion and into evidence, breed bans don't actually do what people hope they do. They don't make anyone safer. If banning certain breeds worked, we'd have clear evidence by now. Breed-specific laws have been around for decades in some places, and that's plenty of time to see whether they actually reduce serious dog bites or injuries. Instead, we see that communities that ban certain breeds don't experience meaningful reductions in dog bites or serious injuries. Veterinary experts have been saying this for years. Major veterinary and animal welfare organizations have consistently said there's no solid evidence that banning specific breeds improves public safety. If the policy worked, it would be obvious in the data, and it's not. To be clear, this doesn't mean that dog attacks are not real or serious. It just means breed bans don't address the root cause of those incidents. One of the biggest reasons breed bans fail is that they focus on the wrong thing. They focus on what a dog looks like instead of what actually increases risk. When experts look at serious dog bite cases, the same factors come up again and again. Lack of socialization, neglect, abuse, irresponsible breeding, failure to supervise or contain the dog, and owners who don't understand canine behavior or warning signs. Those are human-created conditions, and breed bans don't fix any of them. There's also the issue of how these laws are enforced. Most dogs labeled as pit bulls aren't genetically tested. They're identified based on appearance. Research shows that even professionals frequently misidentified breeds based on looks alone, especially with mixed breed dogs. So these laws often end up being enforced based on subjective judgment rather than behavior or actual risk. When communities rely on breed bans, they can create a false sense of security. People assume that the problem has been handled, which can mean less focus on leash laws, less education, and less accountability for owners whose dogs actually pose a danger. The conditions that lead to harm stay in place. There's also a real cost to breed bans that doesn't get talked about enough. They disproportionately affect renters and people with fewer housing options. Families are forced to surrender dogs they love, not because of behavior, but because of how they look. Dogs with no history of aggression end up sitting in shelters longer or being euthanized. None of that translates to safer communities. It just creates more loss for people and for animals. That's why experts support breed-neutral, behavior-based approaches instead. Things like enforcing leash and containment laws, holding owners accountable for neglect or abuse, investing in education about dog behavior, and supporting spay and neuter programs. Those approaches focus on prevention, not fear. They address the real drivers of risk rather than offering a solution that feels satisfying but doesn't work. Today, this isn't about pretending that dog attacks don't happen. They do, and they're serious. But real safety comes from addressing causes, not finding scapegoats. Breed bans make us feel like we've done something, but they don't actually make communities safer. They just shift blame, punish the wrong dogs, and let the real problems stay exactly where they are. Public safety isn't improved by banning breeds. It's improved by accountability, education, and focusing on behavior instead of appearance. Dangerous owners don't disappear when you ban a breed, and breed bans don't make anyone safer.